Welcome to this episode. I'm Paula Williams.
And I'm John Williams.
And we are ABCI. And ABCI's mission is
to help aviation companies sell more of their products and services.
Absolutely. So now for those of you who are new to the show, John is both a helicopter and fixed wing pilot, and lately a drone pilot.
Yeah, we now own our very own drone, mostly for learning and recreational purposes. And already it's been surprisingly useful. We've taken photos of our roof and solar panels and even diagnosed what was wrong with a sick aspen tree without climbing a ladder using heavy equipment. It's amazing how much you can see from just a few feet in the air, and it's a perfect example of how drones combine practicality with fun.
Absolutely. So this was definitely on our minds last night when we visited the Sandy City Balloon Festival. It's not your typical air show with the roaring engines or aerobatics, but there was a lot of flight, color, technology, little kids. I mean, it was just everything you love about an air show, right?
And the grand finale, a spectacular drone light show by Open Sky. Imagine hundreds of pinpoint lights, 200 actually, moving in perfect choreography above you, creating massive images in the night sky.
Absolutely. And we didn't just watch, we actually got to get behind the scenes and watch the setup, the takeoff, and the landing. So Ashlyn and Devin and the whole Open Sky team were very generous with their time. They were answering questions from curious kids and from us with a whole lot of patience and enthusiasm.
From a marketing perspective, this is fascinating. Drones aren't just for entertainment. They're revolutionizing industry with precision, safety, and cost effectiveness. From agriculture and real estate to land management, security, and environmental monitoring.
Right. Speaking of agriculture, let's give a quick shout out to Robert Pilling, one of our newest clients. He is bringing drone services to farmers in Canada, helping them monitor crops, supply resources more efficiently, and cover large areas without the fuel and labor costs of traditional methods. So drones don't get bogged down in wet fields or destroy crops with heavy wheels or have the problems of overspray that come from traditional methods, right?
True.
Yeah.
So at the Balloon Festival, we saw another important use, public safety. Sandy City Police had two monster-sized surveillance drones in the air, keeping an eye on the crowd.
Exactly. Of course, they landed those big drones just before the smaller quadcopters took off for the light show. Probably an abundance of caution, right?
Yes, true.
But earlier in the evening, they provided a nice, quiet safety net without a ton of boots on the ground from the police, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what impressed me most was the human side. The officers weren't just behind the scenes. They were on the ground giving direction, helping with heat stroke, reuniting lost 3-year-olds with their parents, and even playing silly games with kids. That's community engagement done right.
Exactly. Actually, the 3-year-old wasn't lost. He knew exactly where he was. His parents were lost.
Exactly.
Okay. So whether it's drones mapping farmland, creating art in the night sky, checking on your own roof, or keeping a festival safe, they're expanding what we mean when we talk about aviation, right?
Exactly. And from a marketing standpoint, every one of these use cases is a story worth telling, connecting technology to the people it helps.
Absolutely. So we'll link to Open Sky in the show notes so you can see their work, and to Robert Pilling and Farm Spray Drones for our Canadian listeners, right? So we've included some fun footage from the show if you're watching the video version. If you are just listening, you might consider giving this episode on YouTube, because a lot of this is just whooshing from here on out, and it's just not as much fun as the video version, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's all for this time. See you next time.
Absolutely.